Hello, everyone, and welcome to our B2 Level podcast series. Today, we start a completely new adventure in Riverford, where Tom, now a bit more experienced from his previous discoveries, faces challenges that test not only his courage, but also his intelligence and understanding of people. This is part one of a long, connected story, so settle in and enjoy. It was a chilly morning in Riverford. The city was waking up slowly, with soft golden light reflecting on the river's surface. Tom was standing on the balcony of his apartment, looking at the city below. He had grown accustomed to Riverford, but deep down he felt that something was about to change. Over the past months, he had explored libraries, hidden rooms, secret messages, and mysterious chests. He had learned to trust his friends, Emily, Daniel, and Sarah, and to follow clues, think critically, and act with caution. But nothing could have prepared him for the challenge awaiting today. A letter had arrived the previous evening, slipped under his apartment door. It was written on thick, textured paper, sealed with a black wax stamp. The letter read, "To Tom, the curious and brave, the city hides more than history. It holds secrets of power, wisdom, and mystery. If you are ready, meet at the old observatory at sunset. Alone or with friends, your decisions will shape the path ahead." Tom felt a mix of excitement and apprehension. The old observatory was a place he had seen from afar, but had never entered. Rumors said it had been abandoned for decades, and people whispered about strange lights and sounds coming from the top tower. He decided to meet Emily, Daniel, and Sarah at the cafe first. He wanted their advice, though he also knew that some challenges required independent thinking. When they met, Tom showed them the letter. Emily adjusted her glasses and read carefully. "This is serious. The observatory isn't just a building, it's a symbol. Maybe it holds something important about the city's history or future." Daniel's eyes sparkled. "Or maybe it's a puzzle like before. I love puzzles." Sarah, however, looked concerned. "We need to be careful. The letter sounds intense, and it says, 'Your decisions will shape the path ahead.' That could mean danger." Tom nodded. "I understand, but I feel that I have to go. We faced challenges before, and I've learned a lot. I can't ignore this." After some discussion, they agreed to go together, prepared for anything. They packed essential items: flashlights and batteries, notebook and pens, camera to document discoveries, rope and gloves, snacks and water. As they walked toward the old observatory, the city began to change. Streets felt quieter, shadows longer, and the usual morning energy of Riverford was subdued. Tom noticed the small details he had learned to appreciate: the reflection of the morning sun on the river, the rustling of leaves in the wind, and the sound of distant bells from the church tower. Finally, they arrived at the observatory. The building was imposing, with tall stone walls, arched windows, an iron gate that creaked in the breeze. The main door was partially open, as if inviting them in. Tom led the group inside. The interior smelled of dust, wood, and old books. Sunlight streamed through cracked windows, creating dramatic patterns on the floor. They could hear faint sounds of dripping water and the occasional flutter of birds in the rafters. Emily whispered, "It's beautiful and eerie." Daniel laughed quietly. "Perfect for an adventure." The four friends started exploring the lower floors. They discovered old astronomical equipment, telescopes, star charts, and mechanical devices covered in dust. Tom was fascinated by the craftsmanship and complexity of the instruments. Suddenly, Sarah noticed something unusual on one of the walls. Symbols carved into the stone appeared to form a sequence, almost like a code. "Look at this," she said. "It's a puzzle, I think. Maybe it's connected to the letter." Tom examined the carvings closely. They seemed to depict constellations, dates, and small hidden letters. He realized that they had to interpret the symbols to find the next clue. Emily suggested, "Let's take notes and try to connect them. Sometimes patterns appear only when you combine information from different sources." Hours passed as they worked together, decoding the symbols, testing hypotheses, and documenting every finding. They experienced moments of confusion, excitement, and even frustration, but they never gave up. Finally, Tom noticed a small hatch in the floor, hidden behind a large telescope. He pointed it out to the group. "Could this be it?" he asked. Daniel tried to open it. With a creak, the hatch lifted, revealing a narrow staircase descending into darkness. Sarah hesitated. "We don't know what's down there. Are we ready?" Tom felt a surge of determination. "We've faced challenges before, and we've learned a lot. We can't ignore this." And so, with flashlights in hand, they carefully descended the staircase, unaware of what mysteries awaited below. In the darkness, the air grew colder and heavier. Every step echoed on the stone walls. Strange drawings appeared on the walls, ancient maps, unknown symbols, and hints of a forgotten civilization that had once studied the stars in Riverford. Tom felt both fear and exhilaration. He realized that this adventure was not just about discovering secrets. It was about courage, trust, and learning to face the unknown. And that's where we will leave Part 1 of the B2 level Riverford Chronicles. In Part 2, Tom and his friends will uncover the hidden chamber beneath the observatory, confront unexpected challenges, and face decisions that could change their understanding of the city forever. Welcome back to the B2 level Riverford Chronicles. In Part 2, Tom and his friends descend the narrow staircase under the observatory and begin a journey that will test their courage, intelligence, and friendship in ways they never imagined. The staircase was dark and narrow. Each step made a soft echo in the cold stone passage. Tom led the group, with Emily behind him, Sarah in the middle, and Daniel bringing up the rear. Their flashlights cut through the darkness, revealing old dusty walls covered with strange symbols and drawings. "This looks ancient," Emily whispered, adjusting her glasses. "These symbols, they might be hundreds of years old. Maybe this chamber was built to hide something important." Daniel grinned nervously. "Or maybe it's just a very big basement." Sarah rolled her eyes but followed silently. She was always cautious, always thinking 2 steps ahead. She had a feeling that this adventure would not be simple. After several minutes of careful walking, the staircase ended at a large wooden door. It was reinforced with iron bands, and its surface was carved with intricate patterns, some of which seemed to glow faintly under their flashlights. Tom reached out and pushed the door slowly. It creaked loudly, and a cold gust of air escaped, carrying a mix of dust and something else, something that smelled faintly of metal and old parchment. Beyond the door lay a huge chamber, much larger than they had imagined. The walls were lined with shelves filled with ancient books, scrolls, and strange artifacts. In the center of the room stood a large circular table, with an enormous map of Riverford and its surroundings, covered with markings that seemed to move as if alive. "This is incredible," Daniel said, his voice echoing. "It's like a secret library or a control room." Emily examined the map carefully. "These markings, they are constellations, rivers, buildings, and some symbols I don't recognize. It seems interactive almost, magical." Sarah, however, noticed something else. On the far side of the room, a faint light was coming from a small pedestal, and on it rested a crystal. The crystal pulsed with a soft blue glow, and strange symbols hovered around it in the air. Tom felt a strange energy radiating from the crystal. "I think this is what the letter was about, the secret of the observatory, the hidden knowledge of Riverford." Emily nodded. "But how do we get it? There might be a puzzle or trap. Everything here seems alive." Daniel stepped forward. I'll check for traps. Stand back a little. He examined the pedestal carefully, noticing pressure plates and small wires connected to the walls. Yes, there are mechanisms here, but they seem delicate. We have to move carefully. Sarah suggested maybe we should observe first, see if the symbols give any clues. Often old chambers like this use logic or patterns to protect important items. Tom studied the hovering symbols. They formed a sequence that resembled the constellations outside the observatory. He realized they had to align the patterns correctly to unlock the pedestal. For the next hour, they worked together. They moved pieces on the map, aligned constellations with the crystal, and deciphered the old symbols. Every mistake caused a faint buzzing sound, making them more cautious. Finally, with a soft click, the crystal lifted slightly from the pedestal and a hidden compartment opened beneath it. Inside there were several objects. An ancient compass with inscriptions in an unknown language. A small notebook filled with sketches of Riverford and its stars. And a folded parchment with a detailed map showing secret tunnels and hidden locations across the city. Tom picked up the compass. It felt warm in his hands, almost as if it recognized him. This is incredible. It's not just a crystal, it's a guide, a key to understanding the city. Emily unfolded the parchment and studied it carefully. Look at this. The tunnels go under almost every part of Riverford. This explains why the city feels alive. There's more beneath the surface than anyone knows. Sarah frowned. But why hide it? Why not let people know? There must be a reason. This knowledge must be protected. Daniel, always curious, looked at the notebook. These sketches, they are dated hundreds of years ago. Someone has been recording Riverford's secrets for generations. Maybe this observatory was the center of it all. As they discussed, a soft metallic voice echoed through the chamber. Only those who understand friendship, courage, and wisdom may carry this knowledge. Are you ready to take responsibility? The group froze. They looked at each other, unsure if they had expected a voice or if it was their imagination. Tom stepped forward. We are ready, he said confidently. We will protect this knowledge and use it wisely. The voice responded, Then take what you need. But remember, the city is full of mysteries. Each choice has consequences. You must think carefully and act with integrity. The crystal glowed brighter, and a hidden staircase appeared, leading further underground. The room seemed to pulse with energy, as if acknowledging their decision. Tom looked at his friends. This is only the beginning. The real adventure is below, and we need to be ready for anything. Emily, Daniel, and Sarah nodded. Together they stepped toward the hidden staircase, flashlights ready, hearts racing, and minds prepared for the unknown. And that's where we leave B2 Part 2. In Part 3, Tom and his friends will explore the underground chambers, discover secrets that challenge their understanding of Riverford, and face tests that will require bravery, intelligence, and unity like never before. Welcome back to the Riverford Chronicles. In Part 3, Tom and his friends descend the newly revealed staircase, entering a vast underground labyrinth that holds the city's deepest secrets. The air grew cooler as they stepped down. The stone walls were damp, and water dripped slowly from the ceiling. Their flashlights flickered slightly, creating dancing shadows that moved with every step. Tom led the group, clutching the ancient compass tightly. Its warm glow pulsed gently, as if guiding them. "This compass, it's like it knows where to go," Tom whispered. Emily adjusted her flashlight and examined the walls. Strange carvings covered the stones, showing scenes of the city's history, people long gone, and symbols she didn't recognize. "Look at this," she said. "These symbols match the ones we saw in the hidden chamber. They're like a map or instructions." Sarah frowned. We need to follow them carefully. One wrong step, and who knows what could happen. Daniel, ever the curious one, pointed to a narrow passage leading to the left. Maybe we should explore that path first. It looks less traveled. Tom shook his head. No, the compass is pointing straight ahead. Let's follow it. They continued walking, deeper and deeper into the labyrinth. The passages twisted and turned, sometimes splitting into multiple corridors. The group had to crawl through low tunnels, climb over rocks, and carefully step over small streams of water. Each corner seemed to hold a new challenge or a strange puzzle carved into the walls. After nearly an hour of navigating the labyrinth, they reached a large underground hall. The ceiling arched high above, supported by massive stone pillars. In the center of the hall was a pedestal, and on it rested a small, intricately carved box. Emily approached it cautiously. "This looks important, but there's no key." Sarah examined the carvings on the box. "These symbols, they look like a sequence. Maybe it's another puzzle. We have to arrange them in the correct order." Tom placed the compass near the box. Immediately, the symbols on the box started to glow faintly. It seemed to respond to the compass, like a lock that only opened for those who understood its power. Daniel stepped forward. "Maybe we need to align the symbols with the map we found earlier." Working together, the group carefully adjusted the symbols, matching the sequences on the map. Each correct placement caused the box to hum softly. After several tense minutes, the box clicked open. Inside, they found a small glowing crystal similar to the one in the observatory, a detailed journal written centuries ago, filled with notes about the labyrinth and the city above, and a set of keys, each carved with a unique symbol. Tom picked up the journal and began reading aloud. It says, "Only those who walk with integrity and courage may proceed. The labyrinth tests the mind, heart, and spirit. Fail, and the paths may close forever." Emily gasped. "So, the labyrinth, it's like it knows where to go?" Sarah held up the keys. "Each key might unlock a different section of the underground network. We need to choose carefully." As they discussed, a soft light appeared at the far end of the hall, illuminating a massive stone door. Strange symbols floated in the air above it, spinning slowly. The group realized that this was the next challenge, something beyond the hall that would require their teamwork, intelligence, and bravery. Tom looked at his friends. "We've come this far. We can't turn back now. Let's face whatever's behind that door together." They approached the door, and the symbols above began to react to their presence. It seemed to recognize their unity and determination. The crystal in Tom's hand pulsed brighter, and the compass glowed brighter. Slowly, the door started to open, revealing a dimly lit chamber beyond. Inside, the walls were lined with shelves containing mysterious artifacts, ancient scrolls, and strange devices. At the center was a pedestal, holding a small crystal orb glowing with a soft blue light. The air vibrated slightly, as if the chamber itself was alive. Emily whispered, "This is incredible. It's like we stepped into another world beneath Riverford." Sarah added, "But we need to be careful. The journal warned us. One mistake could close these paths forever." Daniel, ever the curious one, examined a small passage on the wall. "These mechanisms, they're delicate. If we touch the wrong thing, who knows what could happen? We have to proceed slowly." Tom stepped forward, holding the crystal from the previous chamber. The orb on the pedestal reacted immediately, pulsing brighter and projecting a holographic map of the city and the labyrinth below. It seemed to show hidden paths, secret rooms, and areas the group had not yet explored. "This is amazing," Tom said. "We can see the entire underground network now, but it's huge. There's so much to discover." Emily nodded. "And we have to make decisions. Each path leads to new discoveries and new risks." Sarah looked around cautiously. "We need a plan. Let's map the routes, decide which areas to explore first, and proceed carefully. If we work together, we can handle this labyrinth." Daniel grinned. "Adventure time! Let's do it!" The friends spent the next several hours exploring the first sections of the underground labyrinth, discovering hidden chambers filled with ancient knowledge, secret tunnels connecting different parts of the city, and puzzles that tested their logic and teamwork. Each success built their confidence, but they also realized the labyrinth would continue to challenge them at every turn. As they prepared to rest in a safe corner of the chamber, Tom looked at his friends. "We've come this far today, but this is just the beginning. Riverford holds many secrets, and we've only scratched the surface. Tomorrow we continue, and who knows what we will find." Emily smiled, holding her flashlight. "I can't wait. This is unlike anything we've ever experienced." Sarah nodded. "Stay alert. The labyrinth watches us, and the challenges will get harder. But we are together, and that makes us strong." And Daniel added with a grin, "And if we survive this, we'll be the smartest and bravest adventurers Riverford has ever seen." With that, they settled down to rest, the crystal and compass glowing softly beside them. The labyrinth hummed quietly, as if acknowledging their progress, and silently promising more challenges, more mysteries, and more discoveries for the next day.